Netflix's biggest show of all time, Squid Game, has inspired a dangerous TikTok trend called the Honeycomb Challenge. Take a look at this. It may look harmless, but kids across the globe are ending up in the ER with serious third-degree burns, making it a terrifying trend. And joining us now to discuss is resilience expert and family physician, my friend and colleague, Dr. Deborah Gilboa. Welcome back to the show, Dr. G.
I'm so glad to be back, Dr. Orden. It's great to see you.
So why do you think so many kids are trying this challenge?
So this particular challenge that's come out of this new show is interesting to kids for a couple of reasons. One, you can do it with stuff you already have in your house, and you think you can do it by yourself. So you can imagine for kids who are home, want to create some TikTok or other video content, that's kind of the perfect setting. The problem is they're making this candy. This particular challenge is you make this candy, use a cookie cutter, etch a shape into it, and then the challenge itself isn't about making the candy. It's about tapping out the shape without breaking the candy. But making the candy, you have to raise this to 150 degrees. And you know that when you get a burn, then you quickly remove your hand from the burn and you cool it. Well, this is really super sticky. So kids are getting third degree, full thickness burns because they can't get it off.
Burns on anybody are horrific injury, but third, fourth degree burns in kids, just devastating. So, Dr. G, tell me, why are kids in particularly gravitating towards Squid Games? I mean, this is a violent show. Why do the kids like it?
So it's not a surprise that violence doesn't turn most kids off from shows. The thing that's really different about this show is that although it isn't a reality show, they make it look like it is. And so kids are less likely to think, wait a minute, they can't really be killing actors on their show. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? They just think it's real. And so it is incredibly compelling. And because it's made to look believable, it's even more interesting. You think, oh, what would I do in that situation? And they take children's games. The idea behind the show, Squid Game, is that they take children's games that we have heard of, red light, green light. You remember that one from when we were little? And then they shoot people in it. Of course, they don't really shoot people, but the kids often can't tell that or don't take a second to think about that part. There was a survey done based on the show, and people found it incredibly believable, enough that a lot of them, even adults, said, oh, I don't know, maybe it is real.
So tell us, Dr. G, how are kids affected by viewing this violent content?
There has been some great research in the public sector about this in North America since the early 1980s, looking at violence and kids, even in animated situations. Like, you remember Tom and Jerry, right?
Yes, of course. All those cartoons are violent.
Right. I mean, iron frying pan hits you over the head, keels over. Even that kind of violence causes some damage to kids watching that violence. But what's really important to know is that when kids see violence, it has three different effects on them. Whether it scares them or it doesn't, it makes them more likely to turn to violence when they have their own uncomfortable feelings like anger or shame or frustration. It makes them less likely to be shocked or surprised or bothered when they see other people behaving violently. So they're less likely to avoid real life violent situations or stand up for somebody who's being bullied or harmed. And lastly, even though it seems to bother them less, it actually makes them more anxious anytime there's conflict. So these are three things that we don't want for kids at all. And seeing this kind of real person, not animated, real person violence that is so incredibly believable that they think people are really dying is truly creating pathways in their brain and disrupting other pathways like empathy pathways.